Hello folks, I am going to make a quick video here. Let's fix that. This is going to be basically an introduction to Robinhood as a trading platform for investing in the stock market. Okay, first, before I go anywhere, let me click on this. I'm going to, if you do end up opening a Robinhood account, use my referral link because you'll get a free stock and I get a free stock, so it helps both of us out. So I'm going to put that link in the video. If you scroll just under the video, I'll have that link there. Okay, so before I get further into the video, I wanted to put this little bit in there. This is recorded after the fact. Actually, if you look down here, you can see I've got the video editor open because I was looking at the video and I was watching it and I realized I didn't talk about one of the best things about Robinhood is you don't have to pay anything. There's no fees. There's no brokerage fees. I won't get into the details on their business model, but basically what it means for you is there's no annual fee. There's no for having the account. There's no fee for transactions. There's nothing that you have to pay for on that end. There are, so if you buy like a specific ETF, it'll give you a screen will pop up and say this ETF might charge like 10 cents for something, whatever. But you'll get notified of that before you buy it, and it'll let you know about it. So, but that's it. The platform itself, using Robinhood as an account for your trading, it's not going to cost anything. If you want to find out about their business model and why it doesn't cost you anything, Google it because that's not what the video is about, but I just wanted to lay that out there. Again, Robinhood will cost you nothing to get started, so that's it. You and I both instantly get the free stock. You do have to wait up to, I think it's 3 days before you can sell the stock, but it could be anywhere from a $4 one. Actually, the ones that I've gotten were, I got one $4 one and one $9 one. I've only done this twice so far. So, but you have a chance, as I'm showing you here, a 1 in 250 chance. So not a great chance, but of getting a stock like this. Microsoft is at $215 right now. So there's potential to get much more valuable stocks than $4. But again, it's absolutely free, and Robinhood is free. But I'll talk about that now. So the purpose of this video is to talk about Robinhood and how it works. Because I've been asked by people. I've been doing it for a few months, and I've had people ask me, either they would say like, well, can I give you some money and you do the investment stuff for me? Which no, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Also, it wouldn't really work for this because I'd be using my own personal account and getting things mixed in. Plus, you agree that you're not doing it for like business purposes when you get the account. So I'm just gonna basically show people. This is for those people that have asked me about that. I'm going to show you how to do it for yourself because it's really easy, and you don't have to dedicate a ton of time to do just basic stuff. That can still make you a decent return, at least a much better return than you're getting out of like a savings account. There's my way too long of an intro, and let's get started. So here we are on the main page. This is if you had just logged into Robinhood and you're logging in on your computer, which the mobile app on Robinhood is fantastic. I've got, I guess, 3 different brokerage platforms that I have accounts with. Robinhood is by far the most user-friendly. And I'm not endorsed by Robinhood by any means. You probably can tell since I'm assuming not a ton of views on this video since it's mostly made for friends and family. But yeah, it's just a great platform to use for people getting started. So this is the main page. I just logged in. This is, you can keep track of your day, your week, your month, or even your year. That's terrible. Or you can do it live. Since I own a cryptocurrency with a little bit of Bitcoin over here, you can look at the live feed, I guess. but I'm going to just keep it on the 1 day for now. So don't be concerned that I've lost money today. Don't feel bad for me. It's down 0.26% of my portfolio. Yesterday I was up 4.5%. So I'm still doing all right. Don't worry about that, or don't think that because I'm losing money today by a little bit that my credibility is not there, because I do know at least enough to make this video. So over here to the right are where all your stocks are that you own, and then you can keep a list going of stocks that you want to keep an eye on. So if you got some that you're like, it's a little expensive now, but I want to buy it when it dips to a certain point, just keep it over here in your lists. And then when it gets to that or starts getting close to it, you can really start to open up and look at it and make some moves. This is your buying power. So I have $0 because literally all my money is into stocks, and the little that I had extra I put into Bitcoin just to keep an eye on it. But one really, really nice thing about Robinhood versus the other ones that I have, the other accounts that I have, with Robinhood, you've got instant deposit availability. So if you do decide to put money into your Robinhood account and you want to start investing, you'll have that money right away. They basically, even though the funds haven't settled, they kind of give you a good faith, and they're like, hey, the bank account's legit, so we're going to assume the money's coming, and they're going to let you play with it. But it's really nice because the other ones I had to wait 4 to 5 days before I could actually do any trading. So yeah, that's a real big perk to Robinhood. It doesn't take long at all. Like within 5 minutes, you can be up and trading. So that's great. If you scroll down here a little bit, we go to popular lists. This is really good if you're trying to find stocks to buy, to trade. I'm going to open the first list here, the 100 most popular. So this is the way the list will show up. In my case, since I own 2 of these, they're going to show up at the very top. But if you don't own any, it's just going to sort them in order of what's most popular today versus least popular within the 100 most popular stocks being traded. You can go over here and organize them different ways, and all this stuff works the same on the phone. You're just tapping instead of clicking. So if you have this list up, you can click on price, and it'll organize it by cheapest to most expensive at the bottom. Click it again, it'll be most expensive to cheapest at the bottom. Then you can go by this. This is the percentage of change for the day. So it goes right to Aurora Cannabis, which actually, since I clicked this one dropped more than Aurora Cannabis. You can see how those are out of order. But yeah, that's another way to kind of just organize your lists, because you might want to look at, sometimes for me, I'll look at a stock that took a nosedive, because generally if that stock's going to be undervalued, if it just took a nosedive, it's probably going to come back up. It might, I don't know. So it's not always a guarantee, but it's the same thing on a reversal of stocks that shot up like crazy. Sometimes they'll come back down because the market kind of realizes, okay, it's not actually worth that much. And that usually happens after like some news will come through, which actually I'll show you in just a second a good example of that. Right here in the news section. So when you scroll down a little further, you get to news that will that's directly going to affect stocks, specific stocks. So like this one, for example, is a news story on Southwest Airlines. So if you come down here, I'm hovering on this LUV, that is the stock ticker for Southwest Airlines. So if I click on it, I right click to open in a new tab so I can get back to this one. That opens Southwest Airlines. Then you can kind of review again, like on this page, how it was keeping track of your own portfolio. This is on this specific stock and how it's been doing. So you can track it over time and see where things are at. You can tell that this one before COVID was up here in the 50 plus range. Right now it's almost $42, so it's one that hasn't recovered really from COVID still, which is expected because it's an airline, and not as much traveling going on. But what I wanted to show you as an example is this was when the news hit about a vaccine from Pfizer, and it happened between trading hours, so between the end of the day on November 6th, and then it was over the weekend. November 9th was this Monday as trading opened. The price shot up by, I guess, almost $8. But what usually happens is that's overvalued because, yeah, there's a vaccine, so people make a quick decision. They're like, oh, that means, airlines are going to open up again, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is we've still got a long time before that happens because the vaccine has to get passed out to everybody. They have to figure out a plan. They have to make enough of it. And even then, yeah, it's not just going to turn around overnight like that. So the market realized that, like, oh, okay, it's not worth that much, and they sold it off. So that's one of the strategies why it's a good idea to look at the ones that have made the most moves, the most percentage change, because a lot of times if they go way, way, way up, they're going to come back down a little bit over time. So, but that's not really the point of this video. I just wanted to show that as an example. So I'm going to use a different one. I'm going to open a different stock to show you. I'm going to open Amazon here to show you a specific page for a stock. So you've clicked on Amazon. This is one you're thinking about buying, so you want to kind of research it a little bit. So you scroll down. It's here. If Amazon was a stock that gave a dividend, you would see that here. News specific to Amazon, and then analyst ratings. These are usually out of date. It's got 48 analyst ratings right now, but I mean, probably 40 of those were before COVID hit. With Robinhood, that's one weakness. I would just Google or go to NASDAQ, go to some other website to look at analyst ratings if you're really, really trying to get in depth on a specific stock. If you scroll down more, you get into their earnings reports. You can see what they were estimated at. So for the first quarter, they had estimated over here, it was around $5.10 per share. But the actual was up here, which looks like it was probably around $7.50. So also it'll show your buying history, selling history down here. If you click show more, it'll show a complete history of all your purchases and selling of these whatever stock and whatever page you've got open. Then at the very bottom, it will, based on other people's portfolios that own the same stock, it'll show you what other stocks they're buying. So people who own Amazon often own Alphabet Class A, which is the Google parent company, or they own Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook stock. So that's mostly what's on the page. Again, it's almost identical if you're doing it on the app, except this is going to be like right under the stock over here. It'll say trade or buy, and then you click it, and we'll go through what it looks like to buy and sell. So you've got a stock, you love it, you're like, I'm going to buy this or I'm going to trade it, whatever you're going to do. You come over here, and you've got a couple different options. This little down arrow, you can do, I'm not going to be super detailed because I just want to get into the basics right now, but you can do a market order or a limit order. A market order, the advantage is it's faster. The other advantage is you can buy partial shares, because basically, like if you're looking at Amazon, that's one you want to buy, but you've only got $50 in your Robinhood account, that's fine. You can't buy one share of Amazon, but if you click on dollars, invest in dollars, you can buy $50 worth of Amazon, which is going to be this many shares, less than 2/100ths of a share. But it works the same way. Like if you bought this much and then Amazon goes up by 10%, excuse me, you would get 10% of your $50 and make $5 the trade. So that's another benefit of Amazon, because not all platforms will let you do that. One downside though, like I said, well, I didn't get into yet. One downside of buying in a market order is whatever the price is when the order goes through is what you're stuck with, what you're going to have to pay. So that can be difficult if you're trading like in basically the first half hour of the day is like really volatile. It's up and down like crazy, and it's moving really fast because so many people are actively trading. So the price changes really quick. So if it's at a price you like if it's at 31.15 and you're like, that's the price I want, and then you're like, I'm gonna buy a share. So you put in one here, you buy one share, you go to review order, you submit order. In the time it took you to do this, that price might go up by $10 or $15. So you might end up having to pay $10 or $15 more than you would have, than you meant to. But if you go over here and click the down arrow again, you can do it as a limit order. So in this one, we said 31.15. The price has changed, but I'm going to keep the 31.15. You can make it where if the price goes up, then it won't buy it. It only buys it at this price or better when you set it as a limit order, whatever price you put in here for the limit price. And you can set that to, like, you can set it there and then just walk away from it. And whenever it goes under that price, then it'll automatically buy it for you, because the order will be queued and set up like that. But they do expire. You can set it to either be good for the day, and then at the end of the trading day, if the price never goes down there to that low, then the trade gets canceled and you get your money back. But you can also do it to 90 days or good till canceled. And then you've got up to 90 days for the price to go that low. And if it doesn't go that low in 90 days, the whole thing's canceled and the money just goes back into your buying power. But that being said, if you've got an order pending, if it's a limit order and it hasn't went through yet, it'll show up right down here, and you just click on it and hit cancel order if you don't want to go through with the order. The other thing is the market, the stock market is, the regular hours are from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., at least in my time zone. But you can have trading after hours and pre-market hours. If you want to let the trade go through during the off hours, you just check that box before you submit the order. So yeah, that's it. I don't want to get into details on strategies yet, but I will do that in another video and then subsequent videos. This video is just, like I said, an introduction to Robinhood, how it works and how you can use it. That's kind of the idea. And again, if you're looking for advice, you'll get that here in the next couple videos, depending on what your strategy is going to be. But this is just laying the groundwork. Again, don't forget to use the referral link that I've got under the video here if you scroll down. So that's it. Hope this made sense to you. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.